Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday, I think it is today. You know, days run together, years run together when you get to 60 and over. It just skips. I swear it feels like yesterday I turned 40. This year I'll be 61. Yeah, time flies. That's all I got to say. It's time flies. So, this is our 20 something day of our 100-day challenge. We're doing this 100 days to mainly so I can hang out with a lot of my buddies, my friends, my pals, my family members from the Now Honors and the Power of Pink. But it's also so we can share the message and you guys get to meet some of the amazing women we've honored. And today, one of my good friends is here. You know, she has the cutest name in the world, and she also has the cutest spirit. She's always got your back. Hey, Cinnamon Alvarez, are you out there?
Woo, here I am. Coming live from A19 in California.
There you go. Yeah, coming live from A19 in California. You are this quiet power. You know, I watch you at the Now, and you'll sit back, you just kind of observe. You don't step on toes. You're very like, I'm just here. I'm just checking it out. And I know that you are taking it all in. And then when we get a chance to talk, it's like you have the spirit is like you can see where you're going. And a lot of us, including me, you know, we get foggy on the road. It's like I know I'm going this way, but I find myself veering over here, and then I come back over there. But you veer a little bit, but you stay in that path. You've always been an entrepreneur. Have you always been that focused? That's my first question of the day.
That's such an interesting question because people who know me don't think I'm quiet at all, but I've been noticing that about myself too, is that there's more discernment, and I'm not bouncing off of the walls. I feel super blessed because right now I have been knowing for a couple of years how passionate I am specifically about having people know that the work they do makes a difference. So I am laser focused. So that's very interesting that you ask that. I would not say it's something that I was born with. It's like the ebb and flow of life, right? As I feel like I'm so excited. The older I get, the more I keep learning. Yeah.
So before people are going to ask, what the heck is A19 hanging over your head? I know if you guys go back and
Light
watch old
bulb.
episodes of Expert Talk, you'll know too. But just, you know,
Yeah.
give them a quick overview of what the heck is A19.
What the heck is A19? A19 is my ceramic lighting manufacturing company. In California, we call it artisan manufacturing. And back in my early stages of entrepreneurship, the true story is that I named the company A19 for two reasons. One, I thought it was fascinating that an A19 is the technical name of a light bulb, and a lot of people didn't know that. But the secret is too, when I was in my early 20s, I wasn't that confident that I would be successful in my first business. And so when I incorporated, I filed a C corporation. I thought, well, A19 is arbitrary enough. It could be anything. Did you know that about me?
No.
That was like my backup plan, to be honest. True story. And it's been many years, and A19 thrives. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was on the A19 website the other day and I'm like, when I do my dream home, it's coming, all the fixtures are coming from A19. I do not want to get in trouble by going somewhere else and having Cinnamon come after me. So it's like you do amazing work on everything you do. You're a best-selling author. You know, you're an amazing leader. You've done everything from fitness to light bulbs and then some. But now you're doing World Changemaker. What does that mean and how do I help?
Yeah. Well, so World Changemaker, I have two other partners. It's a passion project where we bring other world change makers together. And again, that's really just because I want people to know that the work they do makes a difference in life. And so it's about ROI in business, not just the bottom line, but raising your impact in the world. So we're really supporting people to confidently make a difference. And I'm also on the side, I even will speak to students through workforce development about the difference that the work makes. It's not just a paycheck. And so it's really our passion project. If you want to, we have like a World Changemaker playground every second Tuesday. We have a Raising One's Impact retreat. It's just a fun little community and offerings to support people in the work they do, making a difference.
Okay, so one, how does what's the target audience? Are you talking to startups? Are you talking to people that are stuck? Because you know how this entrepreneur journey goes. We hit a brick wall and kind of just keep pedaling in the mud for a while we figure out that the brick wall is really 4 inches wide and we just needed to step a little bit and keep going. Yep. So who are you talking to?
Yeah, we're talking to people who have that little voice that might be a yeah, but. Right. So it's not necessarily the typical type of coaching where you're stuck and you're feeling overwhelmed, but it's somebody who has a sense or a calling that they want to make a difference, but there might be that yeah, but. And so it's really somebody who wants to feel like they're in their tribe or they're with other people who are encouraging them to make a difference. It is not only entrepreneurship, it can also be impact-driven leaders in their positions.
Oh, wow.
And then, right, it's because there's that intrapreneurship too.
Right.
Somebody who wants to raise the impact that they're making.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So now I know there are people, especially, women, because Now Honors Network of Outstanding Women. There are people out there watching right now or watching 10 years from now. If you're watching in 2034, this is 10 years old. But still reach out to her because she's still doing it. I know sentiment. She's not quitting. So
yeah, I'm passionate about that. And to be honest, if you don't mind me being like a little brutally frank, that, I did a lot of business startup business plans, volunteered with SCORE. And I'm obsessed with the number one reason that most people start their own business is to not work for other people.
Yeah,
so 51% don't want to have a boss, and over 50% of businesses fail. And I truly believe that there's a disconnect. And what I love, and I'm obsessed about business, I think of business as my artistic medium, is that it's a vehicle for you to really make a difference in the world, that a successful business is all about making people's lives better. And sometimes in the grind, it gets so hard and we forget that. And we just want to remind people that we make a difference.
Absolutely. And being your own boss is awesome. Jess just said, be your own boss. It's awesome. It can also be one of the scariest things you ever do. And when somebody tells me, I don't want to work for other people, I don't want another boss, it's like, what do you think your clients are going to be? You go from one boss to hundreds, depending, like A19, maybe thousands,
If you've done it before, in fact, I've taught like a secrets of a successful entrepreneur for high school students. You report to everyone. Everyone is your boss, your vendors, your customers, your employees, the government. I mean, you are responsible for everything. So we may as well enjoy it and know that it's making a difference, right?
Absolutely. So I got to ask my standard question about fear. I know nothing scares Cinnamon, but other people are watching and they're going, I want to start a business, or I want to grow my business, or I want to go from being a solopreneur to an entrepreneur. And I'm terrified about what's on the other side of that door. It may completely knock me off of my axis. How do you handle fear? And what's your advice about getting in front of it, behind it? What's your belief?
Well, my belief is that this is more deep, which we don't have time for. My belief is usually we're not actually afraid of failing as much as the unknown of success. We think we don't want to fail, but I think sometimes we might have like what I call the sexy excuse in my book, where you self-sabotage, because it's really more like, what if I'm actually successful is the scary part. And the way I treat failure, there's two ways. One is fear. Fear is excitement, right? They're very close emotions. And then I just remind myself that it's probably not going to kill me, even when it feels like it is, that it'll be another story to tell. I will live through this one too. Just get on the ride, throw your hands up. Woo! I am a little bit of a thrill seeker, but the older I get now, I do get a little bit Like I'm afraid of health things. Like, oh no, we're afraid of the unknown. So now I tell myself, you're probably not going to die, and you will die eventually, but you can't control that. So just enjoy every moment right now.
When I was in the military, I did cliff diving, I did hang gliding, I jumped out of a plane. It was like, if I could do it, I'm doing it. And now, at 60 with these bad knees, I
You're not
measure
volunteering?
curves. I'm like, that curve's a little high. Let me go around here. It's an absolute, how much life has changed
You
over
know
the
what it
years.
is? Because I jumped out of planes and things too. The recovery is more painful now.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. You worry about breaking a hip at this age. Okay.
Breaking a hip, but you're not going to die. So the business stuff is less scary. Breaking the hip is a little scary.
It was a little scary. Now, you have volunteered for SCORE for many years. Are you still working with SCORE?
I'm not still working with SCORE, but I do recommend, if you've never heard of SCORE,
That's where I was going.
completely free, national level, people volunteering their time, a lot of people with a lot of corporate experience who are giving their expertise. So check it out. You can either get mentors or you can attend workshops and things like that. And there are so many more programs like that out there available. If you've never heard of it, that's one thing I've really learned. You're not in business alone. There are people who have done it before that you can learn. And even myself today, I'm starting new things. I do what's called fast tracking. Get somebody who has done it already and have them help you, teach you, be part of
Absolutely.
it for you. Yeah.
Absolutely. A friend of mine talks about, when you get a puppy, have an older dog with you, because the older dog teaches the puppy what the puppy can do, and it gets past their fears. And I'm like, I need one of those in my life right now. It's like,
everybody deserves another dog. If you're going to potty train a new puppy, let the old puppy teach them where to go.
Exactly. It's like, this is the coolest thing ever. That's the best advice. And
Yeah.
what do you think about, people jump on the bandwagon of, I'm going to start a business, more likely a hobby, but I'm going to start a business. They have absolutely no plan. They go out and buy a domain name, and they put something together that is not very attractive on their website. And then they throw it up on their social media, and they sit back like, they just put potatoes in a pot and they wait for it to boil. And then they wonder why nothing ever happened. How important is planning before you even open your quote unquote doors, and having marketing strategies and all that good stuff? Do you still need that in 2024?
Oh man, the build it and they will come is a total myth. And you said something for me. You said marketing strategies. What I was finding with helping people with business plans is that there's all business. This is what I want people to hear. All business is relationship, which is why you want to go to the Power of Pink Summit. But you can't just put things on social media or hire marketing or pay for ads and think business is going to come. What I'm seeing is a shortcoming in actually picking up the phone, talking to people. So yes, you need to plan, constantly be planning and asking what is in it for the customer. What is in it for the customer, and how do I communicate to the customer that I can improve their quality of life with my product or service? And the best way is usually picking up the phone and telling them. So that there's people are terrified of sales, and they think they're going to just do marketing or the build it, they will come model. I think you can tell I have a very strong opinion.
She's like, no, that's not happening.
Business plans, you're never finished. You know how many times in 20 plus years I've pivoted? You are never finished strategic planning. Never. If you haven't done it in the last year or two, you better get it out. Get a little group.
And you mentioned, and you mentioned a couple of seconds. Thank you. Mentioned that's one of the reasons why you come to the Power of Pink Summit. But it's also getting into the room, and not just getting in the room, but saying something to someone in the room. Don't just be a flower on the wall and watch everything going by. Talk to them. Here's your opportunity. And yeah. Well, no, people come and talk to you anyway. So I'm talking about new people in the room.
conversation. Yeah.
new people in the room. It's like, especially at the Power of Pink and the Now Honors, you've got such a variety of successful women and successful people in this room in all walks of life. You know, I think about Dr. Wah and her husband Jaime, or her husband Jaime, and how they went from, and now they're Dame and Sir, we'll get into all that, but how they went from literally zero starting their real estate investment business to like now they've got over $1 billion portfolio. You know, if you want to be in real estate, she's in the room. Go talk to her. That's why we don't give you name tags. That I don't want to hello, my name is.
I would not,
Go.
Teresa, Tigo, I would not be where I am today if people weren't generous and helped me. I remember early
Yeah.
in business, I used to be self-conscious, like I was always asking. And I was nervous about it, but I can tell you that that's the only reason I'm successful today. I mean, I can
Yeah.
give you a long list of mentors and people like us. We are so happy if we have made it, like somebody who's been through it, we are so happy to give too. So
Exactly.
don't be shy about
Yeah.
asking. I call my direct competition and be like, hey, I did just recently. It was a really awkward, weird conversation, but
It's like I'm having it. Hey.
you have it. And that's part of the, one of my little secret sauces is like you have the uncomfortable conversations. You never know. I remember the first customer of mine where I was so nervous. I was like, well, this is a really big order. I kind of would like to ask for a deposit. And he's like, I'm not giving you a deposit if you're not courageous enough to ask for it.
Wow.
He said, if you will let me take advantage of you, I will, to like
Absolutely.
float this big project for him.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, you have to get courageous and get out there and talk to people.
Absolutely. You know, you're the best, and you and I could sit around, and we have and will again, just chat. And I want to thank you so much because any crazy idea I have, any event I have, anything that I'm doing on a new show or whatever, I can reach out to my buddy Cinnamon and say, will you, could you? And you have literally moved things around to fit into International Women's Day and come on for that live. And
You know
you've
why?
always been so dang supportive,
Thank you so much. But you know why? It's because you're a world change maker. Like that's
Oh,
just
I
a
appreciate
label, but because I saw it in you, right? And I am so excited to see everything you're doing and all the lives that you're touching and changing. And that's why I draw, like I'm a busy person. I have somebody
you are
fielding my
very,
calls. Not
yep.
everybody can get through, but I see it in you. And it's just so exciting to live vicariously through what you're doing. So, and to all of our listeners, right? You're world change makers. That's what I want you to own it. It's amazing. The world is not as great as it is without all the different spices in the world, without all the different people. And I just want people to love each other and love the things that we bring. So,
Well, you already know that you're my sister. I love you. I support you in everything that you do, and I so appreciate you because it is rare when I meet someone like you you are so busy and so successful, and you help so many people. But I can honestly say I've probably called you one time that you didn't answer on the second or third ring. And you've been driving in the car, you've been walking into a meeting. What can I do? And I appreciate that so much because I know how it gets, and it's hard for me to answer the calls all the time. I'm like, I try,
we
but
can't do all of them. Yeah.
you can't do all of it. You really can't. But I'm so glad that I'm on your short list and you're my friend and all that good stuff. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you in October
Can't wait
at
to
the
see
Power
you.
Peak of the Now Honors.
Thank you so much for having me. And bigger picture, thank you for what you're doing. I'm your biggest fan.
I'm your biggest fan. Thanks a lot. I'm looking forward to it. How do people find me before I get out of here? Because I'm going to get in trouble.
Yep.
You're
So
the
Cinnamon
founder of the World
Alvarez.
Changemaker. What do they do?
Cinnamon Alvarez is a unique name. You can find me on LinkedIn and connect that way. And you can also go to worldchangemaker.com. Go straight to if you go to worldchangemaker.com, go straight to the events page and come play with us. Super fun. We'd love to see you. Lots of free stuff.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And now that I'm part of this thing, come play. I'm playing all the time. Here we go. Let's go. You are the best. I can't wait to see you in October, my friend. Thank
Me
you
too.
so much for spending time with me today.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye. All right, everybody. Hey, Val, my buddy Val is out there. I have known her, wow, for 16 years. What's happening? Thanks for watching the show and hanging out with me. She's one of the biggest supporters. She's always watching and catching up. She's one of the best. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You know I want you to come back next time. Cinnamon is the absolute best. If you couldn't write it down, you know what to do. Go to tigodirect.com, type in Cinnamon. How do you forget that name? Type in Changemaker. Type in A19. She'll come up, reach out to her and say, hey, I want to know more about what's going on and how I can be a part of it. Cinnamon is one of the best and one of the many in Now Honors in the Power of Pink, the network of outstanding women. These are the kinds of women you will meet and get to be part of your family, your friendship, help you blaze that trail, because that's what it's all about for me. It's shining a light a little bit further down the road than you could do on your own. I had the blessings of having quite a few people shine a light for me and keep me on path. And that's what we want to do with the network of outstanding women and the power of pink. If you don't have your tickets, here comes the shameless plug. It's under my name. Go to nowhonors.com and get your tickets, because we are going to sell out by the end of August. We do it every year. And then if you do have your tickets, or if you want to know more, we're going to be inside the Palms Hotel and Casino at the Brendan Theaters. Thank you, Alan. It's beautiful, and we're going to have a blast and have so much fun and network, and you're going to find people there that you're going to know for the rest of your life. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You know I want you to come back next time. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.